What's good, everyone, and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we are reacting to Puppets and Cats Elements Revealed in Deltarune Sweepstakes. Okay, that's... I don't think I ever covered that kind of topic. Have I? Let's see. Yeah, on the top of my head, I can't really remember doing anything related to this subject. So I think, and I might be wrong about this, I think this is new. A new subject, that is, that I'm talking about. I know about the element things, but I don't think it was ever talked about in a sweepstakes. But, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button to support the channel, support the content provided, and so on and so forth. In the description is the link to the original video, so if you want to see the original video and analyze it, or so on and so forth, and whatnot, or see it yourself, go ahead and do that. Also, be sure to give the original creator some love and support, because, yeah, for the video they made that I'm reacting to. So, just gonna leave that link to the video down in the description. Hit subscribe to support the channel and the content provided, and so on and so forth. Hit the notification button to be notified immediately when your video comes out. And, well, if you have any suggestions for any videos that you would like me to watch, leave it down in the comment section down below. And I'll react to that video as soon as I can. Other than that, hope you'll enjoy. Let's start this video.
Hey there, Spampton, you lovable salesman, you. Question, how fond are you, or can you connect with, cats? There seems to be a lot in Cyberworld. Neon cat signs, tasks, their manager. So I wanted to know what your feelings were on them. Also, what's your favorite food?
You want to know about cats? What am I, your
favorite search engine?
Fine, I'll give you some
Free tool tips and
free animations. Haven't you heard of
elemental pairs?
with the
Valuable item.
you can defend against
Upper cat?
or
Light, dark, star.
just watch out for the that uses death.
Safe.
Never again.
I am so happy right meow, because this actually contains...
Did you make a freaking cat pun? No. No. There better not be more cat puns. Because the way that was put was a bit bad in my opinion. Though again, I can't really say anything about that because I do make bad puns myself.
contains a lot of info, and I cannot wait to dive in. Before we get started, spoilers for Undertale and Deltarune. Don't hassle people for using text-to-speech, and be nice to your fellow theorists when you disagree in the comments.
Okay, obvious, makes sense, and yeah, you just have your own thing you don't like or agree with, then that's it. You just don't like or agree with it. Make your own theory based on it. Very sure many people in the community will actually agree with you. You'd be surprised.
Okay, so before we dive into this, there's something very important we need to address about interpreting Spampton dialogue, and that is the fact that Spampton is an unreliable narrator. And when I say that he's unreliable, I don't mean that you can never trust what he says, just that he has a tendency to either tell us outright lies, such as when he's trying to sell us deal insurance, to project, such as when he asks Chris if their friends abandoned them, and if their sales have gone down the drain, or to twist his own words and sentences around, either by using the wrong words, such as by calling the soul a heart-shaped object, or by just going off on seemingly irrelevant tangents about DVD sales and what have you. This is actually a pretty clever technique for Toby to hide information in plain sight, because by filling Spampton...
Are you serious? That's a thing to note. In chat when chapter 3 comes out and I do that type of video. Uh-huh. Watch every single thing and analyze it.
Dialogue with irrelevant garbage data. He can safely sneak in little nuggets of lore and foreshadowing, confident in the knowledge that we won't be able to sort fact from fiction. Luckily, I don't have to spend a bunch of time proving that that's what he's doing here, because Toby actually saved me the trouble by tipping his hand, right here in one of the very first pairs he mentions. Thunder/Light. The pair, Thunder/Light, is very clearly meant to reference Holy Electric, which is the only elemental pair whose official pairing has been confirmed via the Sky Mantle armor. So by using the name of this pair as arc key, we can infer the following about the other pairs he mentions. First, we can infer the names of the elements list here may not match the official names we find in the game. So here, Holy is being referred to as Light, and Electric is being referred to as Thunder. Thus, when we examine the other elements, Puppet, Dark, Star, Death, and Scythe, we can assume that each of these is referring to a different element in the game, but not always directly by name. This means that no matter how careful we are here, this is going to boil down to speculation, and thus everything I'm about to say should be treated as such. However, we can at the very least be sure that the pairs themselves are correct. That is to say, all elements do come in pairs, and Holy is indeed paired with Electric.
How is Holy paired with a... Oh, they represent light. Okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, got it. And Sky is, like... Okay, I understand Sky, how there's an in-between.
So, we don't need to worry about the possibility of 3 or 4 elements being clustered together under one group. In addition, although we cannot know with 100% certainty which official elements are being referenced by the names shown here, we can at the very least be sure that those pairs are accurate. So the element that's analogous with Death is definitely paired with the element that's analogous to Scythe.
Okay. Okay. Puppet equals cat. Thunder equals light. Dark equals star. Death equals scythe. Okay.
Most of our work, then, is to figure out what these words are referring to, and what the theme is that ties the two together.
Well, for light and electric, it could be that they both can equal light. Because with electricity, you can light up a room, so to speak. If dark is together with scythe, I think it means death? Oh wait, no, death goes with scythe. It makes sense. I mean, they both equals death in a way.
Spampton actually makes the theme behind the Holy Electric pairing crystal clear, because, after the Spampton Sweepstakes, we now have more evidence than ever before that this pair is the element of heaven. We could have argued that the many connections between the sky and heaven were coincidental before, but at this point, it's basically all but confirmed. Okay, so what about puppets and cats? What do those have in common? Well, as a lifelong cat owner, I think I can offer a bit of insight here. You see, you don't own your cat owns you. Cats are not like dogs. We didn't domesticate them to serve us, they choose to live in our homes and eat our rodents, provided we please them with shelter and scritches. I'm not saying cats can't or don't love us, I just mean that, generally speaking, their love is something you have to earn. It's not something you're entitled to. So in a metaphorical sense, I'd argue that cats pair with puppets, because cats are our puppet masters. Element 6 is the element.
That's a strange way to go at it. But that technically worked though. Let's see, it goes there. I mean, it sounds logical, but, you know, can't really say for sure.
This makes Shom, who is both a cat and a doll, much, much creepier in hindsight, because it strongly implies that not only are they definitely manipulating us, but also that they might be working for a certain someone hiding just behind the seams. which isn't actually all that surprising, since they seem pretty content to sit back and watch the destruction of the world, and seem to have no issues persuading us to believe that this is inevitable and should not be fought against. They also seem to possess an uncanny knowledge about the future and the nature of the world outside what should be directly observable to them. So I wouldn't be all that surprised if they were pulling the strings, so to speak. Nor would I hold it against them because, I mean, look at that face. Duh, I can't stay mad at that face. Toby, give us a sham doll. You will make so much grimmer.
Boo-hoo! Boo-hoo! So lonely, lonely I be. But lo, 3 visitors standing inside. Who are you few? I grow lonely in my little freedom. So shall you play a game with me? I'll show you what it means to be free.
Okay, so what about Deaf Scythe? Is this supposed
Okay, I can see how that works. If you just look at plain view, but Deaf and Scythe, I don't think that's the case, if anything.
to be Jevil? I thought Jevil's element was chaos.
Yeah, it is.
Remembering again that he called electric thunder, we can probably assume that one of these two elements here is chaos. So the question is chaos death, or is it scythe? If chaos were scythe, you could probably frame the roaring as a sort of harvesting event, and then death would most likely reference either dust, since dust is what monsters turn into when they are killed, or fight, since fight already pairs well with Jevil's motifs of transformation, loneliness, and violent combat, which he thinks of as a game.
Chaos equals Deaf or chaos equals Scythe? Both sound plausible. But if you do it with Deaf, it kind of makes more sense considering the fact that Scythe and Deaf is usually referred to the Grim Reaper. I mean, yeah. I mean, Chaos and Deaf, because... No, wait, that wouldn't work.
Game.
That's a little
If
tough.
the latter turns out to be the case, then I would guess that we will most likely end up seeing dust paired with color under the motif of cleanliness, and blade paired with heart under the motif of soul or will. Whereas, if the former is true, I would guess that fight will pair up with blade under the theme of insecurity, and heart will overlap with color under the theme of one's individuality or identity. But suppose chaos isn't meant to be scythe, but is instead the word for death? After all, the Chaos King does not use a scythe, but he does seem to be pretty heavy on the death side of the element. So perhaps, then, scythe is meant to be blade? If so, then we
Maybe?
could pair heart with fight under the theme of secrets, and then dust with color again. Or we could keep heart with color, and instead pair fight up with dust under the motif.
I would like to say that Scythe would equal Blade. It is a weapon, and Chaos can lead to death. But which one would be it? Well, I think Heart would go with color no matter what, considering the fact that different color souls equal different abilities. So I think that would go well together. So maybe Dust and Fight would work together? Yeah, I can actually see that working.
Of combat. Holy Kungadero, you see how complicated this gets? All that said, I do
I think Death would equal Dust. If it was Scythe. Yeah. If Chaos equals Scythe, then I would go for the right side. If it was Chaos equals Death, then I still go with the right side because it seems more in tune with both Undertale and Deltarune.
You think I can now confidently pair Jewel with Puzzle under the theme of making ends meet, Order with Mouse under the theme of following.
Yeah, I could see this. I could see Ori and Mouse following around. I mean, going together, because. Oh, wait, no. Okay, yeah, that was that kind of thing, yeah. Jewel equals puzzle. I can't really see that connection.
Orders, and Virus with Rabbit under the motifs of multiplying, hiding, and ambushing.
Okay, that I can definitely see working together.
But what about this super cryptic one here? Dark and Star. We haven't really seen any enemies that use that motif, have we? Well, when it comes to Star, we actually have quite a lot to go on, because stars are featured prominently in both games as symbols of hope. Culturally, you might reference the idea of wishing on a star, a concept that features heavily in both Waterfall and the final battle with Asriel Dreamer. So if we assume Star here is hopes, then would that make Dark related to dreams?
Dark related to dreams. Now that's a funny one. I would like to think Star would be hope, but then again, could be wrong. Hopes and dreams. Tricky little buggers.
Out of context, I know that sounds like a huge stretch, but in the world of Deltarune, the comparisons between Dark Worlds and Dreams are so numerous, it's actually getting kind of hard to keep track of them all. To begin with, Noel and Birdley both assume that the Dark World is just a dream the first time they return to the Light World, which might be understandable for them, since they seem to have fallen asleep beforehand. But Susie also asks Chris if this was just a dream, multiple times, and it doesn't seem like she really believes it was real until after she visits the Dark World again, to confirm that it still exists, even when she's not observing it. She also notices that no matter how much she eats in the Dark Worlds, she always seems to remain hungry, suggesting that the food here isn't real and can't nourish her body, much like when you try to eat in a dream. Although we do see that powerful acts of the soul can still have lasting effects, likely because, through determination, the dream becomes real. Back in Castle Town, one of the Ruddins tells us that this is a dream that grows with love and care, and that we shouldn't be afraid to dream. And of course, the idea of this being a dream absolutely comes up many times in the Snowgrave route, albeit as more of a darker yet darker dream. You know.
I can understand the logic, but I don't see it working. Maybe it's just me, because when I think of the word dark in Deltarune, or Undertale, I just can't help but think to Gaster because he just seems the embodiment of dark. At least in my opinion, that is. But again, I could be wrong about that.
Less of a sweet dream and more of a nightmare that awakens in our hearts. Deltarune also reinforces this idea of dark worlds being analogous to sleep and dreaming by introducing a new sparing method which puts enemies to sleep. And it seems like this doesn't just send enemies to Castle Town, but also Lightners, as both chapters provide this as a way to warp Chris to the Dark World, perhaps giving new context to Chris's tendency to take constant naps in class. Either way, I definitely stand by my initial assumption that hopes and dreams will be element 10, and I choose to take this tweet as a sly little nod to that assumption. What I still want to know is, what's with these numbers? Which elements are elements 2 and 8? Why does element 9 protect against both of them? And why are there all these references connecting Gaster to element 6? Seriously, he just keeps doing it. What does this mean?
Well, it means that we're literally effed. Because if element 6 does exist, That means at one point in one of these chapters, reversing something Gaster released, or something related to Gaster himself. And both thoughts honestly terrify me a bit.
If Gaster turns out to be a cat and not a skeleton, I swear I'm going to flip a biscuit. But what do you guys
The frick? How would he be a cat? He's a skeleton. Dude looks like a freaking skeleton. How would he be a cat?
think? Is chaos the element of sight or death? Did you spot a cool connection
Right
between
side.
elemental
I'm going with the right
designs?
side because
Or
that one
perhaps
seems
you
more
have some
logical.
evidence or insight on a pairing I already
And
mentioned?
seems more
Leave your
fit with the
thoughts in the
theme of
comments
what's
down
going
below.
on.
Special thanks to Dynamo for doing the voice of Jevil, and to Everrude for once again providing the voice of Spamton. You can check out more of their stuff in the links down below. Thank you as well to my editors, Molly and Sergio, and to all of you for all the love and support over the last year. Are we at 50,000 already? I've only been doing this for a year, and I'm already halfway to the silver play button. How are you all doing this? I seriously never could have imagined getting this far, so thank you all so much for your continued patience and support. Until next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Hyperlink Blocked.
I have to admit that this was an interesting bit of information to gather. The whole elemental thing. And I only can see more connections going in, but I'm going to say that connections are on the right side of either one of what the connection is with Scythe, Death, and Chaos. Because no matter what one would say, it just seems like color and heart would fit together, mainly due to the souls involving the 7 human souls, and like how they're in different colors and have different abilities. I see how those two have like that connection. And when it comes down to the rest, it just seems like it fits in place. And Fight and Dust seems like a good connection as well, but it can also go with Death. That's the thing right there. That's going to bug me, because unless we figure out what Death and Scythe mean and their connection to, and which one ever has the connection to Chaos, then it's going to be a big problem to figure out. But I don't think we're ever going to have to deal with someone like Jevil again, unless like there's going to be more opponents in the full version of Deltarune, where we're going to have to fight all these different monsters that have like chaos and all that. And yeah, that would be like really crazy to deal with. But I can see it working. It's just wondering what chaos means. If only we can figure that out. Because it's still an in-between between Scythe and Death, so yeah. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button, support the channel, support the content provided, and all that other good stuff. Make sure it's grayed out to show that you are a subscriber. Hit the notification button, be notified immediately when a new video comes out. The link, once again, is in the description below, so be sure to give the original creator some love and support for the video that they made that I reacted to. Other than that, tell me your thoughts on this whole connection with these elements. I'm honestly saying that Chaos and Death are the connection, then Scythe and Chaos. So tell me your thoughts on that in the comment section below. And yeah, other than that, Once again, hope you all enjoy. I'll see you all next time. Bye!